I'm doing a Zodiac energy reading for Ophiuchus for the month of January. I'm going to be tapping into the energies of January and Ophiuchus and seeing what we discover, okay? So this has nothing to do with dates. This simply has everything to do with just the energy patterns in the defined timeline of January with the collective of Ophiuchus. So that's what we're going to be looking at. So if you feel like you're an Ophiuchus, you're not sure if you are or not, I guarantee you'll find something interesting in this message. So I'm going to relax, get tuned in, and let's see what comes up. All right, this is not an easy image to describe. It's a Native American type face, and the face is being sort of tightly pressed against, almost like it's in a vice that is invisible. You could imagine if you had a grape in this vice, it would pop, right? But because of the bones in the face, it's not, it's almost like it's not popping yet, okay? There's a need to be very strong-minded, but patient and peaceful in your stance. And sometimes you're going to have to be patient through experiences that are going to be very hard, mentally challenging. It might even be judgmental. It might challenge your beliefs. You may be having to be patient with people who are challenged by your beliefs. But there's a lot in the way of a silent strength. There's no belligerent attitudes. There's no talking with the hands or getting into anybody's face. It's just a strong, solid Native American face, standing silently, saying more than is being spoken, just by the presence. But there's a lot of pressure on the face, and particularly it's affecting the mind, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just remove the pressure, all right? So if there's any kind of energetic pressure in your life and it's putting pressure on your brain and pressure on your mind, I'm going to literally relax that pressure right on down. Because what causes that pressure in the first place? Are you actually put under pressure by other people, or do you choose to be under pressure? You're allowing the experience to take place. So what helps to relieve pressure? It's our relationship with the experiences around us. If we feel frustrated with people, that creates pressure. If we accept that people aren't always going to understand us and we let it go, that releases pressure, right? I'm confused as to why there is not more of an articulation, like a voice to this. It's almost like nothing needs to be said. There's a lot of pressure, but nothing needs to be said. So if nothing needs to be said in order to change the circumstances, then we simply need to release the pressure by choice. How do you release the pressure? Why would you feel under pressure in your mind in the first place? Is somebody doing it to you, or are you doing it to yourself? It may feel like we are in these circumstances and we can't get away from these people. They're kind of there for years even. So you have to, there's something about, we have to really look at what the meaning of this is and what's really causing the pressure. It feels like patience is important here. I mean, that it keeps coming back as patience. I'm looking for other ones, but it just keeps saying patience. Patience. And if we choose to be patient, then why do we need the pressure? If we're being patient, then we don't need the pressure, do we? We become more and more patient. We allow that patience to circulate around in the mind. And that is helping us to just be aware that there is no real pressure here. I have a right to be myself. I'm going to be patient because we're all people with different experiences, ways of talking, opinions, etc. This is very rehabilitating. Patience is the answer here. Patience is majorly the answer here. When I remove the pressure, it's almost like helping you to understand that you have the power to remove this from your own life. And patience, if it feels like these circumstances aren't changing, patience is also a key, because everything is going through a revolving door. Maybe that revolving door is 2 years, maybe it's 5 years, maybe it's 10 years, maybe it's 20 years, maybe it's 40 years. You know, everything goes through a revolving door, and life is constantly introducing new experiences, new people, new ways of doing things. And we're constantly going through energy shifts and changes. And we're constantly going through a revolving door of change all the time. So be patient with whatever you're going through. And then let it go. Whatever feels like pressure, just let it go. Because you being all that you can be for yourself is being so much for this world. You being all that you can be. But you under pressure is not doing any good for you or the world. It's actually creating harm. And you don't need to have this pressure. That's literally what they're showing me. I'm just going to stick with it for another minute and see if there's anything else here. When this pressure is relieved, there's nothing that is filling in the blanks. So for some reason, the pressure was allowing, it's almost like life had a fulfilling element to it because it was hard. And once that pressure is gone, and now there's no pressure there, what do we do? You have more energy, you have more of yourself to work with. You're able to access more opportunity. So if that feels surreal or surprising, that's a pretty good sign that relieving this pressure and exploring life without it is giving you access to so much more. It's worth it. It's odd because there seems to be a bit of confusion as to what to do with myself now that this pressure is gone. Oh my God. Who am I now that the pressure is gone? What do I do with my life now that the pressure is gone? That's what it's like. So if you want to remain in the same circumstances and you want to remain under pressure, you're actually you're preventing yourself from new experiences. You're preventing yourself from accessing new experiences. The pressure is filling in the blanks, so there's nothing new going to be presented to you. And if there is something new, because the pressure is kind of in the way of the third eye, it's going to be hard for you to see it and work with it. All right, so that's the message for Ophiuchus for January. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. If any of you are interested in exploring a psychic session with me, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. I have 2 other YouTube channels. You can check me out at Abbey Normal and Abbey Psychic Services. I'm also on Patreon at patreon.com/abbeynormalswisdomquest. All right, thank you again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful rest of your January.